It's Sunday, November 16th, and just as quickly as we saw severe weather appear up here in the Northeast yesterday, it is now gone. We're actually not even expecting any thunderstorms up here. Now, our thunderstorms or most serious activity weather-wise is actually going to be out west today, kind of in the Four Corners states and desert Southwest, in this little blob spanning from parts of Arizona all the way up to southern Wyoming, and then also, once again, out here in parts of San Francisco and central or coastal central Pacific California. Now, that's mostly going to be for some windy weather and some thunderstorms. So that's pretty much it. Nothing severe is expected out there. And this is how we could expect this system to evolve over the west today. Once it's going to start in the pretty early morning hours as a cyclone or low pressure system moving inland, probably around the SoCal area. And this is actually going to carry a front. This is going to be a occluded in cold front in front of it, which could actually spawn a pretty strong line of thunderstorms, which could span all the way from that risk area that we just pointed out, from the Mexico border in Arizona all the way up to parts of southern Wyoming. It looks like more northern areas closer to our low pressure center are going to be seeing more serious weather. So that would be more in parts of Utah, western Colorado, and then northern Arizona and northern New Mexico as well. And yeah, that's mostly just going to be for some rain, probably because this is going to be moving pretty quickly, probably just 2 inches total for a lot of these areas, and then some gusty winds. Nothing severe, would not shock me to see some winds getting kind of closer to that in that 40-mile-an-hour range. And then back in our other risk area in parts of central coastal California, we just saw a low pressure center move inland across, but that's going to be almost immediately replaced by another one. We're going to see another low pressure center kind of descend from the Pacific Northwest back down here. Then this is going to start to move inland as well with some frontal activity, further bringing some rain and thunderstorms. This would probably come around the night hours. So late afternoon is when we're probably going to start seeing some showers come on shore. And then things are probably going to get a little bit more intense as we go into the night. Nothing severe though, so nothing really crazy to worry about. This looks like this would really stretch all the way from the northern border of California all the way down to just a little bit north of the Los Angeles metro. So that's going to be something to watch out for also. And this is just a general look on other areas where we could see precip today in the US. It looks like really anywhere out west, kind of west of where the Great Plains start and the Upper Plains, could see a chance for a couple of showers and a drizzle today. Of course, those areas that we just mentioned are going to be seeing the strongest precip. But other than that, I think pretty much anywhere just west of where the Great Plains start is going to see a chance for some drizzles. Also the Northeast, although there's no thunderstorm potential up here today, it looks like we're going to see a continuation of just some pretty constant showery weather. We're still going to have a low pressure system kind of chilling up here. Also, our trough is going to be dipping quite a bit more down. That's going to be also highlighted by how strong these wind vectors are and how kind of elongated that are. That just means that we have greater flow over the region, and we could see some snow up there. Now, speaking of snow, now we're going to take a peek at our snowfall totals, and it looks like other than in parts of the Northeast, it's going to be pretty much subjected to just higher elevation areas in the west. We can see that we're going to start to see quite a bit more snowfall in parts of the Rockies in Utah and far western Wyoming, also in parts of the Colorado Rockies as well, and the Sierra Nevada range also. In these higher elevation areas, would not be surprised to see some peaks over the double digits, maybe 12 inches, but nothing probably on the lower elevation areas out in the west. Now, as we go up to the Northeast, it's going to be a different story. Potentially, we could see some lake effect snow. Nothing really strong. It's just because the lake effect is going to be there. We could see some areas get some more increased snow. So that would be probably around the Buffalo area even, and then up in upstate New York when we start to see the higher elevations, and then a lot of Maine. Almost the entire area of Maine, other than the coastal region, has the chance to see quite a bit of snow, probably in excess of 5 inches. But yeah, that's going to be our snow outlook up there. And now we're going to take a peek at the temperatures allowing all of this snowfall to happen. And unsurprisingly, it is going to be quite cold up in the northeast still. It has pretty much remained freezing over the past week as we saw the rest of the US get a brief warm up, which will probably be one of the last warm ups we see before things kind of get cold and stay cold. The northeast remained in frozen temperatures, or at least the feels like temperatures or heat index were still within freezing. And that is going to be what's going to happen more today. And we're also going to notice that aside from yesterday, these colder temperatures are starting to migrate more south again. So if you were in the Great Plains, all the way up to probably Kentucky, and then also in the more northern parts of the Mississippi River Valley, you were seeing some really nice weather, probably heat indexes of around 70 degrees. That is all going to change as we go into tonight. Our line of cold, which I will call at about 45 degrees, feels like temperatures, is going to migrate all the way down to even parts of Tennessee. And then as we go into the day tomorrow, we're going to see that those temperatures are going to remain a little bit more to the south than as far up north as they were today. So areas that are still going to be in the freezing area today. So Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Washington is actually not going to be that cold. Out west, we are going to see probably just a lot of cold and nasty weather. And then also in the higher elevations, of course, it's going to be freezing. That's why we're able to see those snow totals up there. But back to more eastern parts, Michigan, Northeast, and the Great Lakes region as well. Probably going to stay in the freezing temps.